What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at this awesome Dodge Charger SRT HELLCAT widebody. It is freaking hilarious, it is freaking awesome, it is freaking loud, and today I'm going to show you around it, show you all the cool stuff on it. Then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, massive thanks to BOTB for sponsoring this video. BOTB are the dream car competition company, and they have given away £34 million worth of cars to hundreds of winners. And this week is extra special since they've added £50,000 cash to every single car prize in their lineup. For 1 week only, you could win your very own Dodge Challenger HELLCAT plus £50,000 for just £2. That's a prize worth £135,000. If your dream car is something different than a HELLCAT, I don't know why it would be, you can choose from 180 other prizes as well, all with a £50,000 cash prize. But make sure you get your tickets before this Sunday, the 20th of September. You only have to be 17 or over to enter, and someone is guaranteed to win next Tuesday. Enjoy the video. Let's start with the way it looks, because of course it is, well, it is also the police interceptor, and that's always what I think about when I see a Charger. We don't see them that often, of course, here in the Netherlands, well, in Europe, but in the Netherlands even less. And they are good looking. I mean, especially the front, so aggressive, those really aggressive front lights with those LEDs that run. It sort of continues in this grille. Another part here, SRT badge right there. Super aggressive lower part as well, and of course this bonnet with this air scoop and these air vents to let air out and to bring air in. Really cool. I don't really like the spec though, white with blue. I think it's just a little bit too toy car like, but I have seen that you can spec this car in like a maroon, which is octane red, I think. It's like a dark red. You can go for a dark green, a dark blue. I mean, this car looks so mean in those colors, so do check it out if you're interested. Now, moving on to the wheels, we've got these beautiful SRT wheels. They are dished beautifully, 20-inch wheels with 305 tires, massive tires. Now, this car comes as standard with Pirelli P0 all-season tires. Optional, you can go for the P0 summer tire, which I would definitely recommend, because this all season definitely struggles a bit with the amount of power this car unleashes on them. Behind that you can see the Brembo brakes, 6-piston at the front, 4-piston at the rear. Really good brakes, very strong performance. And well, what is it? It is basically a BMW M5, Mercedes E63S AMG, Audi RS6 competitor. That's how you should see it, but from the US. And well, I'm not going to spoil the review by saying now, but it's really fun to compare it to the European competitors, because it's so different, so crazy, so awesome. Now at the rear we've got this big ass spoiler on the trunk and the beautiful single ribbon tail lights, which give the car a really nice look, and of course an SRT HELLCAT badge right there, one of the coolest badges in the biz. Now there's also a Charger HELLCAT red eye available with the little red eye on the logo as well. That has 797 horsepower, I think, somewhere along those lines. This has 717 horsepower and 881 newton meters of torque, so that is a lot, and that comes courtesy of this 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8. What a freaking gem of an engine. It is so strong, so powerful, it sounds so ridiculously good. Yeah, it is something else. Little Charger logo there, that's cool. SRT, street racing technology, as you guys know. Now, the performance of this HELLCAT is like, it's a bit difficult because it's really hard to put the power down. So you have to be very gentle with the throttle. The 0 to 60 time I have seen is 3.6 seconds, which is insane. And well, it's clearly not possible to get that unless you are at a drag strip with like sticky tires and some glue on the road. And I think that might be possible, but in the real world, it's not possible. 4.7 is what we have been able to do, and that is absolutely fine. It's not what this car is meant to do. It's not supposed to compete with like the 3.3 second 0 to 100 of a BMW M5. That's not what this car is about. Top speed 312 kilometers an hour, which is very respectable. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at the interior, because it is actually not as bad as you might think. I know that American cars have a bad rep for their interiors, especially, you know, the finishing, the materials, etc. But it's actually not bad. I mean, the leather is kind of thin, but it is super soft. Everywhere you have this leather, it is super nice because it's really soft on your skin. We've got a nice gear lever with a little bit of leather on there, something that's supposed to look like carbon fiber, I think, but it's okay. I do like the design of the dashboard. It's quite high, so you feel like you sit like down low. The system itself, this touchscreen, is really nice. It responds well. It's sharp, it's crisp. It's really good. And you've got a lot of stuff in here. So as you can see, this is the SRT dashboard. So you hit this SRT button and this is what you get. And you've got race options, performance pages, or driving modes. Now, drive modes, you can see power, transmission, paddle shifters, traction, suspension, steering. Can go for street or sport or track. Now, a cool thing I just learned is that if you have it in automatic, traction control is on. If you put it in sport, it's a little bit sporty. It will give you a little bit more wheel spin and a little bit more slip angle, and you can really slide it around. But if you put it in track, it will allow less slip and less oversteer because it's supposed to be fast on track. So it will limit the power more cleverly, and you know, it's really geared towards track use. So if you keep it in sport, you can actually slide it around. You put it in track and it will cut it off. So that's pretty cool, I thought. It also has Bilstein 3-mode suspension. So you put it in automatic, it's in street, you can put it in sport, you can put it in track. The difference is ridiculous. It's really good. It's super comfortable in street and it's super hard in track. So I guess I'll show you some more stuff you can do in this system. So we've got performance pages, which allows you to look at a big variety of gauges, timers, even a dyno. You can see the engine data, the G-force, temperature gauges, the timers, and this is something you can adjust yourself. Torque, power, current gear, transmission temperature. It's really nice, and it looks really cool as well. And the race options are line lock, launch control, shift lights, and race cooldown. Now, if you put it in launch control, you can set the amount of RPM yourself, as you can see, which is really cool. Yeah, it's just a really cool car. I feel like I have to convince you guys that this is super cool, but I'll just drive it and let the car speak for itself. So when you drive it in automatic mode, regular mode, exhaust valves open, you get this beautiful V8 rumble in the background, and it's just a pleasure to drive it around. It's, as I said, really comfortable. It feels well put together. The steering is nice and light. It's well judged, and well, it's just an all-round really nice car. Sometimes you get that little supercharger whine combined with that growl. It's just so much fun. Now let's put it in sport mode. Yeah, paddle shifters on, and you can feel that everything is a little bit more awake. You can feel that the throttle mapping is more aggressive, the gearbox is more awake, the torque flight 8-speed gearbox, which is absolutely magnificent. It is honestly one of the best automatic gearboxes out there. Oh, that is so dirty. But that gearbox, if you put it in track mode, it is so much more aggressive than it is when you have it in automatic mode. It's just, those downshifts are fast, crisp, aggressive. Same goes for the upshift. It is absolutely insane. You get this big hit through the drivetrain. It almost feels like a sequential when you shift. It's so well done and so much more aggressive than every other ZF 8-speed you see out there, because that is what this is. This is just the torque flight, like software gearing done by Dodge on the ZF 8-speed. So, I mean, they've done an exceptional job. Now, the handling, I mean, it is a big car and you do feel that. The weight transfers quite easily, as you can see. So, those all seasons are ridiculous. There's no grip at all. Anyway, the handling. The car feels well put together and the steering gets a little heavier when you put it in track mode. Oh, so insane. The steering gets heavier when you put it in track mode, but it's, again, well judged. It's not crazy heavy like in a BMW M3. It's just better. It just works. And I feel like there are a lot of people over at SRT who know what they're doing, because they have set up this car, I mean, to perfection almost. There's hardly anything I would change on this car if you look at the mechanicals and everything you touch and feel and drive. And it's fun. I mean, that's another big difference if you compare it to the competition. They are, especially the Europeans, they are so serious, and it means that they produce some fabulous cars that handle like a dream. They're fast, they're insane, it's crazy, but sometimes you just want to have fun. And this car, these cars, the Challenger, also has that same feeling. It's like they don't take themselves too seriously, and that means that you get this really fun driving experience. Now, in the past, it meant that even though you had that bit of fun, you didn't have the technical background or underlayers to also make it rewarding to drive. And I think that in the past 5-6 years, they have really caught up, and these cars are now so good. This especially feels even better than the Challenger Hellcat we drove. Breaks loose at the Autobahn. And now in track mode you can feel the suspension is much more stiff. But it's not too much. I mean, if you put it in comfort, it's nice and comfortable. This is perfect for some sporty driving. But that soundtrack you get is so freaking crazy. I mean, listen to that. It roars, it rips through the air, and it just gives you that childish fun inside. I mean, I'm genuinely excited to drive this car every time I get in it. I mean, when it's wet, it's a little bit scary and a little bit iffy, but when it's dry, it's just so much fun to slide it around, big clouds of smoke, this sound to go with it. It's seriously fast as well. And at these speeds it also feels better than the Challenger. It feels more stable. I think the aerodynamics also play a part in this. This is really good. It's well balanced. It has a near 50-50 weight distribution as well. So of course we also did a 100 to 200 test, and the Challenger did a 7.47, this car did a 7.75, so it's a little bit slower because it's a bit heavier, but still 7.75 is really, really impressive. Now you can hear those aggressive shifts. I'm now going to put it in automatic mode and do another kick down so you guys can hear the difference in the shifts. Ready? This is also 500 horsepower mode, but you can hear those shifts. They're like buttery smooth and soft, and now the suspension is as well. The entire car calms down and it just becomes this really good cruiser. I just love the fact that you have this big difference in more ways than one between auto and track. I mean, this is so much more aggressive. If you hit that pedal, you get that crisp upshift. And if you compare it again to the competition, to like the European competitors, I think this is just something that we need. We need stuff like this over here because it just pushes the boundaries of what is acceptable. Yes, this is in your face. This is unapologetic. It just says, yeah, I've got a big ass supercharged heavy V8 in the front. It's massive. It's not the most eco-friendly, but it is hella fun. And I think that over here we have so many regulations. It really kills the fun of cars like this. So if you are interested in a massively powerful, comfortable saloon car, go check out AEC Europe and take a look at this awesome Charger Hellcat, because it has got some power, it's got some speed, and it is a real competitor to a BMW M5. I'm not joking. If you want to see more of this craziness, you can also check out this video of a tuned Challenger XR Hellcat. You can also check out this playlist or hit this big button to subscribe. Thanks, see you at the next one.